Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to THFC Till I Die. Right, so we've had a glorious night tonight. We've won 4-0 versus Crystal Palace. What a great result that was, and a big bounce back from that Aston Villa. Well, it was really a bad show, wasn't it? But tonight they were on it. We thank Nick Coupland as well. We're sending out a special thanks to Nick Coupland, who sponsors our channel. And we're also looking for more memberships from all you lovely Spurs fans who have tuned in, and any friends and family you have, if they want to join us to support our channel, we'd be very, very grateful, and much appreciation would be had by all at THFC Till I Die. Also, we have the super chats on now because we've reached the milestone of 1,000 subscribers under YouTube. So where anybody who wants to, part with some dough will be very privileged, to receive the money, because at the end of the day, we all need support, and we work hard here at THFC Till I Die, so everything will be appreciated. So Dermatron, let's get cracking. How do you feel tonight about our victory?
Look, as I said before the game, right, I wanted some eagle pie, and I'm going to eat some eagle pie tonight. Have it with a bit of fried rice and a nice can of Fanta. Look, there's my can of Fanta to go with my eagle pie. I just love eagle pie with a bit of fried rice, a little bit of gravy, and that's lovely. Look, it was a great way to forget about Sunday. Sunday was a bad day by all. Look, tonight we're back. I was upset about Sunday's performance, Ellie, but I wasn't downhearted because I backed the team, I backed Conte, I backed the players to give us our best, to make sure we win. And as I said on Dave Harris's fan show, we can't give up as a fan base. We have to get behind the team. Tonight we got behind the team, and look what happened. I just want to bring in Carl Simpson, Ellie. He says, I said we would win. Get in there. We just have to enjoy this and build on it going forward. Carl Simpson, spot on, sir. Spot on. And then Carl Simpson says, Ellie, the star, I'm glad you are feeling better. Well,
lots of hot toddy.
Yeah, lots of hot toddy. Me and Ellie were quite ill over Christmas, really, bless us. I think when she came over to Dublin, she gave me a bug. And then, I just blame Ellie. Everything goes blame Ellie. But look, Ellie, that's how I'm over the moon. What a result tonight. Conte looks back to his best. The players look back to his best. Harry Kane is 2 goals away from breaking Jimmy Greaves' record. Come on, Harry. Get them against the Arsenal.
He's one of our own. And do you know who else I was impressed by, Dermatron? Brian Hill. Look, that's my hairstyle. Here he goes. Brian Hill look-alike as a woman. I love him because he finds fantastic pockets of space. He's energetic. He wants to do well. He's got a point to prove to all those people who are saying that he can't make it in the Premiership. Well, he proved them wrong tonight, didn't he? And he was very good against Villa as well. He, disappointed to be taken off against Villa, but tonight he deserved a bit of a rest because he put in a shift. What do you think of Brian Hill then?
Look, he's Gil Messi, isn't he? He is Gil Messi. Everyone that wrote him off, that told him he couldn't make it in the Premier League, he was too lightweight. Tonight he played brilliantly. He had a good game against Villa, but tonight he showed what he is. He is Gil Messi. I'm with Dave Harris on that Gil Messi train, Ellie. You're on it as well. I know Philip Brady's on the Gil Messi train. We're going down that line as fast as we can. Choo-choo's going, and we're off and running. Ellie, look, I'm going to bring up the team. So that was the team that started tonight. Do you want to go through your player ratings and just give us what your ratings are?
Well, see, Lloris didn't have a lot to do. He done a couple of good saves. He didn't spill anything, which I was very glad of. So we had a chat before the stream came on, and you asked me about Lloris. So, I would give him a solid 7 because, he didn't have to do that much. Romero, I'll give a 7 as well because he did go in a bit hard sometimes, and he could have laid back a bit. There's a point where Romero, he goes in hard, but he wins the ball fairly. So I think I'll give him a 7. Dyer, I'll actually give him an 8. So I thought he played solid and he kept the defence on their, on their toes all the game because Palace have got some very dangerous men.
Yeah, Ellie, just on Dyer, do you think he plays better with Romero and Longley beside him than he would, say, for a Sanchez and the Davis?
definitely, because Longlay's got the pass in him. So Dyer can lay it off to him, and he knows that Longlay's going to do a good pass. And Romero's no shrinking violet when it comes to passing. He's a very good passer of the ball, and he's got that Argentinian beef beside him as well, like to spur him on. So I love that back three. It makes for a good back three. And then you've got Doherty, who's like a proper wing back player. That's his position. He's not a defender. He's really an attacking winger, really.
Yeah.
And he can score goals, and he proved it tonight. He scored a goal. He did one crap shot, really, but then he made up for it, which was really good. Hojbjerg, he played solid, but I'd give Dyer an 8, Longley an 8, Doherty an 8, Hojbjerg a 7, because he wasn't at his best.
No.
Skip, I'll give a 5 because he was off the pace.
Mm-hmm.
He did a few good things, but he's not fit yet. So I'm giving him a solid 5 because, he didn't do much to affect the game. Perisic, I'll give an 8 because he done that beautiful, just for that pass to Harry Kane. That deserves an 8. Sonny, I'll give a 6 because he was off the pace, even though he scored. Kill Messi, I'm going to give him a solid 9. He was my man of the match.
He was.
I loved him.
He was.
And then I'll give Kane an 8 as well because he got 2 goals. I'll put Kane a 9 as well because he did play. He played just as good as Gil Messi, as you say. But yeah.
Look, we've got Carl Simpson saying here, Ellie says, I love Hill. He just looks like, he reminds me he's a 6th member of the Beatles. Do you know what I mean? He's got that sort of Beatles 60s look about him. I love Hill. He just looks like he's getting better and better. And I tell you what, Sarr looks pretty well as well. He does, Carl, very much. Now, Ellie, this was the team I picked yesterday. Now, for our pre-match show. Now, the only change of that was just Skip starting for Sarr.
Yeah.
So, and also Segson.
Not Longley. Who would he play instead? Because
it would have been. It was Perisic.
Somebody, but it was added left wing back.
Yeah, it was Perisic there, and then Gil played in there. Look, for me, Ellie, I'll give Lloris an 8. He had a solid game tonight, in my opinion. I'll give Romero. I'll give the back 5. All of them are solid 8 as well, because I thought they all did well tonight. Dyer was brilliant with the headers out from the corners. Romero just looked like Romero as normal. Longley looked comfortable on the ball. Doherty played very well. Got that tackle in at one point, Ellie, for a corner, which really was a fantastic tackle. Hojbjerg again. Well, Hojbjerg's just Mr. Hojbjerg, isn't he? Yeah. He's just Mr. Hojbjerg. I can't wait to get my Spurs shirt, Ellie, with Mr. Hojbjerg. I will have him hanging behind me with Hojbjerg's name where it should be.
That's it.
And also, I thought Skip was a bit. Skip, I think I give Hojbjerg an 8 as well. Skip for me, I give a 7. I didn't think he was at the races, Ellie, a lot of the game. Then when Papa Sarr came on, I'll give him a 7 as well. Segi, look, did Segi play tonight?
He came on. He came on. But it was Perisic on that side.
Perisic. I give Perisic. I'll give him an 8 because the cross he put in for Harry Kane's first goal was a peach.
Sublime.
And then Son, I'm so glad he scored. Over the moon he scored. I'll give him an 8. I give Kane a 10. I thought Kane was immense. And I've given Messi a 9.5 because I thought Gil Messi was brilliant tonight. But I wasn't far out in my prediction, and I made that. It took me a long time yesterday afternoon, Ellie, to come up with that team. But it was a great performance.
Just 2 players off. Yeah, I thought he would stick with Skip again because Basuma's not been playing to his potential, and also he was suspended for the game anyway.
Yeah.
But even if he wasn't, I reckon he would have put in Skip. Ahead of Basuma, just to see if he can hit the pace. Because when you're playing in the Premiership, Dermot, you need fitness and game time, right? Yeah. So the fitness could be there, but if the game time's not there, then you tend to be off the pace for the first 1 or 2 matches, and then the third game you should be up to speed.
Yeah,
so there's some players who can do it after one game, but they're like miracle players,
Yeah, that's true. I just want to big up Lisa as well. Big up Lisa.
Yes,
She
big
says big
up
up Ellie and
Lisa.
Dermot. And listen,
Yeah,
while you're here,
and
why not
Mexican
be like
chips.
Wayne Bonner? Get that badge
Oh,
beside
yeah.
your name, because we are going to start member only fan shows once we get enough memberships, and we'll do
Yes.
members only fan shows. But be like Wayne Bonner, be like Nick Coupland, be like Elias. Be your memberships as well. Get them. It does help the channel. And if you want to ask Ellie or me a question, why not make it a super chat? Why
Yeah.
not just get your question? It gets your question to the top of the list, and it also gets you in the head of the queue as well. And we can debate that question.
Yeah.
He said Gil Messi showing what he has with a big fire. I like what saw of Sartu. Keep it simple. Got the ball, passed it, show strength when needed. Good player there if he gets the minutes. And he also
Yeah.
put Ellie. Although I'm still in shock that we scored first.
Oh, no.
So what do you say to Wayne there? Yeah, what do you say to? Look? I think Gil tonight was brilliant. I thought when I saw the match, I will apologise. We had a technical issue on my end, and because I run the StreamYard, I had to turn everything off to reboot everything and fix it. So we do apologise about cutting the watch along short. So we do this. Why me and Ellie decided to do this instant match.
Yeah.
Ellie, what do you say to Wayne Bonner? And do you agree with him?
Yeah, I'd say so, because Sarr, right, he's got all the technical ability. You know, you've got to get to the pace of the Premiership, because it's much different from the French league that he's been playing in.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the French league, you've got time to think, you've got time to put your foot on the ball. In this league, they're on it. They're playing, and the teams that are not as good as you will be at your throats from the very first minute. Right, we're very lucky that Palace were off the pace today. You know, because in a way, if they pressed us, that's when we start making errors at Spurs, because our passing is not on point normally when we're like that. We saw it at the West Ham game, didn't we? When they pressed us high, they put us off our game. And our defensive line are not the best passers. There's only really Longley who can really pass well at that back four. Yeah, even if we play a back three, Romero's not too bad. Dyer's a bit dire, I must say. Sorry to the Free Spurs boys, for that comment. But, I'm just telling the truth as I see it.
Yeah. Look, for me, I want to welcome Wilton McDonald as well. Wilton, please come on to one of the fan zone shows. We would love to talk to you. We would love to get into your knowledge of watching Spurs from the past. And even if you want, we're looking at new show that's coming up for all the members. We will be doing your Spurs story, but not your Spurs story, but your time as a Spurs fan. And you pick the season you want to pick, and we'll talk about that season, what your memories of it and everything. But big up Wilton as well, and big up Elias. Yeah. If you want to be like Elias, get that badge beside your name. Big up Elias. He says, "I love Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer loves me."
I love Eric Dyer.
I tell you what a way to just bring down the mood.
You know what, though? He didn't put a foot wrong today.
Yeah. I'm only joking, Elias. I'm only joking, but big up Elias. We've got Shamu. Big up Shamu Van Spurs. He says, Gil, do you want to answer this? I'll let you read this out, Ellie, and you answer it. Right, you give Shamu the answer.
Shamu Van Spurs, where's your cat? Says, Gil just has no strength, lol. My cat could bully him off the ball. Maybe so, but he can't out-trick him.
No.
Because he showed his skill tonight.
No, that is for sure. Carl Simpson, Ellie, went, no, Elias, no, Elias, no, Elias. Carl, I agree with you. And Lisa says, Elias, I would keep that to myself. Yeah, I would too, basically. Just today, for today only, Eric Dyer as my extra happy tonight. Okay, well, yeah.
He's gone to his happy place, hasn't he, Elias?
Yeah, I'm just not saying no more about that, man. He really bamboozles me half the time. Big up, Lisa. She says, big up. Another Perisic assist. Yeah, Shamu being a big Croatian fan, Ellie.
Yeah, of course. The Croatians are doing it for Spurs.
And welcome, Mr. EE. Big up, Mr. EE. Great to see you in the chat. Ellie, do you want to read this chat? And,
yes, I will.
And give your answer to Mr. EE.
Yeah, so he says, good evening. Hi Dermot, come on you Spurs, a win at last. Nice to see Papasar and Healy. I like that name, especially play well, and to see Harvey White come on and play well. DJ Spence, he means, should have come on instead of Emerson, though. Yeah, do you know what? I agree, because he gives him 3 or 4 minutes or 2 minutes. It's quite an insult, really, to the boy. You know, I mean, if you're going to give him minutes, give him at least 30 or 40 minutes at least, minimum. You know, so that he can affect the game. What can you do in 2 or 3 minutes? You know, it's not fair on the boy. So I do agree with you there. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. For me now, Eddie, look, big up Mr. E. Thank you for the comment. And it's always great to see you in these chats as well. I have great time for you, sir, and I love listening to you as well. Same as Wilton McDonald and Carl and everyone. But the older generations that were around for the 60s, I could talk to them all day because I love listening to them. Look, Jed should have came on for Emerson, but Carl Simpson actually put a good point at the bottom. Here, where is it? Here we go. He only brought Emerson on to get him in the shop window. Now, that's true, Ellie. That could be true. Players need to move on. Carl Simpson says, "Oh, Elias, I told you to keep what you do to your diet." All right, that's just getting too much, right? He only brought him. Yeah, look, for me, Emerson should be sold this summer. Should be this window. He needs to go, and we need to start using Jed Spence. Ellie, tonight, did you think was an ideal time to bring Spence on while we're 4-0 up and just give him a bit more Premier League experience? Or do you think Conte doesn't trust him enough to play him, even coming on where we're so far ahead?
Do you know what it is? I think Conte's got a bee in his bonnet about him because it wasn't his signing. He said it from this offset, didn't he? That it was a club signing. He's a young lad. He doesn't really play youngsters either. But then when you think about it, Emerson is only a year older, I believe, or even 2 years older. He's not that much older. And I think Emerson's lost his way as well because of Doherty's performances in the friendlies that we had as well. He was scoring, and he scored again tonight. But I don't know. You can't say 100% why Conte's doing this to the lad.
No.
But I can see when I'm looking at him warming up, he's got the energy and he's got the verve to get on. You know, he wants to do well. He wants to prove Conte wrong. But if you're only getting 3 minutes, Dermot, what can you prove?
You can't prove anything, Ellie. You're so spot on with that. And look, for me, Jed Spence is a club signing. Look, I don't think nothing happens in Tottenham without Conte knowing about it, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I think he would have said, look, Levy would have said to him, look, we've given you these players. Now we want to bring in something on our end, which could have happened, which he could have said. Look, I am over the moon with tonight's performance, but Jed Spence should have come on with Emerson. But if you want to sell a player, you've got to get them in. You've got to get them on the shop window. Ellie, we've got Carl Simpson here. Conte is annoyed with Levy. There is no way he's going to give Levy signing in Spence game time.
Yeah,
I could agree with that. And then Wilton McDonald, Ellie, I watched tonight for the first time since February last year. Not sure if my heart is beating right, but please do it. Firstly,
just keep alive, because maybe we'll win the Champions League. Everybody's writing us off, but we could be the ones winning that Champions League.
Well,
we just don't want the Gooners on the other side to win the league, do we?
I said to Philip the other day, maybe the FA Cup is in our year, because we played Portsmouth in the win the year we won the FA Cup. And me and Philip are like a warning. But Ellie, look.
True.
Well, you weren't on yesterday, and it's something I want to get your thoughts on. Now, a lot's been said about Conte tonight. A lot watched him on the touchline. He wasn't his normal self until we went 3 or 4-0 up. And it was his press conference yesterday, Ellie. There he is. There's your man. There's Conte, the man, Ellie. Now, I'm going to read these comments because we had it with Philip yesterday, but I want your reaction because we never got your reaction to this press conference.
Yeah.
Now, it's about, are you happy at Spurs with the club's project? Now, I'll read out what he said, Ellie, and I would love to know what you say. And big up to Raiders as well. 7275. Big up Raiders. Coys, he says, haven't seen the chat before, so welcome to the chat, sir. Welcome to the chat. And everyone, please just hit that like button, hit that subscription button, and helps the algorithm. Right. I am happy, but I'm always say to you, I'm happy. I want to stay here. I'm enjoying my time in Tottenham. I'm enjoying my work in Tottenham. I always say this, and I'm happy, but it doesn't mean I cannot tell you what we are doing. We are trying to create a base foundation. Maybe from the start, my experience here, and I'm repeating always the same thing. It is difficult for me every day to repeat the same thing. For you not to understand it. It is difficult. I am happy to stay here because I am at a modern club. I have a good relationship with the players and I have a good relationship with the club. Sometimes I go home and think I have to study much more English because I'm not good to transfer my thoughts to you because I'm not good.
Yeah.
This is a problem between me and the club. Now I'm really committed for this club and for Tottenham. There is this project, and I signed a contract with the club to accept this project and try to build and help the club. During this process, it can happen 1,000 things. The club can sack the manager, or there are different versions, different situations. Ellie,
yeah,
we never got your thoughts on this yesterday, and the press conference goes on and on, but it was just that bit. What do you think he's trying to say?
Right. Like you said, it's a bit of lost in translation, but what I see in that is that he wants to build, right? Everybody's saying he's not a building manager. He comes into clubs 1 or 2 years, he's gone, right? But now he's found the club, he's found his wife. He wants to settle. He said it in many, many press conferences that he's found the family that he wants to be with. He loves it at Spurs. He can see the limitations in our club. He can see the work ethic wasn't there, and he can see lots of things that he wanted to put right, and step by step he's putting them right. Listen, it takes time. Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time to put his own building blocks in place, to replace the ones that he doesn't want with the ones that he does want. And then you'll see the proper Conte team, because he inherited this side and he inherited all the faults, right? And there was a lot of faults, and there still is. And he can see them. You can see him on the touchline that he gets frustrated at every match that we lose, because he's thinking, right, I've done this, I've done that, and I've done that. Therefore, I should get this result, right? But it doesn't work like that in football. No. Sometimes you can get it all right, and then everything goes wrong. You know that. It's happened to many managers who've got the chop, all right? So I just feel that he wants to settle down, right? He's 53 years old, remember. He's not a spring chicken, right? And he wants to find a place where he's loved, right? And the Spurs fans definitely love him. They show him love every game. Even when we lose, they don't blame him. Well, 95% of them don't blame him. But you've got the 5% who are toxic, who just want to do a Levy, really, in a way, because he sacked a lot of managers, right? We can back Levy and we can say yes, but look, have faith with Conte, please, Levy, I'm begging you, because he is a winner. And I heard there was ramblings in the board meeting that it was 50% Poch, 50% Conte. Right? If you look at their records, logically, who would you choose? You would choose Conte 100%, because he's
Ellie,
a winner.
Yeah, look, we got a great win tonight. We got a fantastic performance. Conte with his best. I agree with you that Conte should be backed, and Conte will be backed, Ellie. I think he will be backed in this window. I think we will get in a couple of players. Now, not everyone agrees with me. That's fair enough. But I think, for me personally, I think Conte will prove a lot of doubts wrong. I mean, Ellie, look, we got this one from Carl Simpson tonight. Yeah. Remember when Conte took over Chelsea the first season? 10th.
That's
what
right.
happened the year after? He won the league.
That's right.
Look, so tonight, Ellie, what's your thoughts of tonight's game, and where do we go from here now? We've got the FA Cup game on Saturday, which you can follow it here with us with our FA Cup watch along. Me and Ellie will be doing it, or me and Philip Brady. because tomorrow we've got a massive debate show, and Ellie's in this as well. Me, Ellie, Mia, and Philip Brady we're going to look at the whole thing and the whole transfer window. Which players do we want in? Which players do we want sold? And really just to get our opinions of the transfer window, who we want to go after, and what is happening at Tottenham. Ellie, Palace tonight, good win. We've got Portsmouth Saturday, which means goes into the North London derby next week. Are you more confident tonight, Ellie, after that win than you were after Sunday?
I'm always confident against Arsenal at our ground because we do turn up. There's not been a season where in the last 10 seasons that we haven't turned up, even though we've won. I think we lost one out of the last 10 seasons.
Yeah.
So I just want to see us play good football against them, play them off the park and win comfortably. You know, it's going to be a tough game. We know that. I want to see a fair game as well because last season's game was tarnished when their defender decided to barge Sonny off the ball really ruthlessly. So and he was at him all the time. He was at him all the time. It wasn't just the foul that he got sent off.
No.
Like Bill Nicholson says, play fair, win fair. You don't have to be over aggressive.
No.
But I saw a lot of positives in tonight's game. I saw very good passing, quickness in passing as well, not dawdling on the ball so much. We did a little bit here and there, but the 90% of the time we were zipping the ball. And the way we were moving off the ball, I was very impressed with that. Because movement creates goals, as we know. You make the right move and you lose your defender, you would naturally score. Because you pass the ball to Kane on his head or to his feet, he's going to do something special, isn't he? He's a special player. And he proved a lot of people wrong tonight because he's come back from the World Cup. And, he showed his true colours, that he's a true professional. And I loved the way he played tonight. Brilliant.
Look, Carl Simpson asking when this debate is on at 8:30 tomorrow night. Carl, that's when that debate. And it's me, Ellie, Philip, and Mia just really talking through the transfer window, talking to players that we want to see and who we want to sell. And we're not going to go down the road of, as I said before, this channel is pro team, pro Conte. And we're not going to talk about the rest of what's going on. We don't want to. We don't want to get involved in it. We just don't want anything to do with it. We just want to talk about Tottenham. That's all we want to talk about, the team, the players, and looking forward. So that's tomorrow at 8:30. We've got a few more questions, Ellie, here. Carl Simpson says, I actually think the Arsenal game will be good. There is no pressure as 95% of our fan base think we're going to get smashed. Well, I'm the one of the 5% think we're going to beat the Gooners on Sunday.
So am I. I'll add my name to that one.
Are you going to the game, Ellie?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the game. But the thing is, I'm waiting for my nephew. He hasn't got a ticket. So I'm going to try and get him a ticket. If he doesn't get a ticket, I'm going to actually watch it in the pub because I don't want to let him down.
Well,
I'll go to the ground though, and I'll watch it.
I was hoping if you are going in, Ellie, that that you can link up at halftime and full time, and we can get a bit of the atmosphere from the Tottenham Stadium.
I will do that anyway because I've got a ticket to get in. It's just my nephew hasn't got one. So if we can't get him a ticket, I said, look, we'll stay by the ground. Or the thing is, if you buy it from a tout, it's going to cost £400 or £500.
It is. I've got a Plus membership, Ellie. If you want to use my Plus membership, you can do. So the offer's there.
Okay, I'll try. All right. Has anybody got a spare ticket?
Yeah.
We're always available. You just have to message us.
Yeah. We've got Wilton McDonald saying here, I think Conte will not play Spence because he's aware of his ability, but it's not his signing. To play Royal instead is an insult to the lad. I hope he swallows his pride and plays the lad. Look, I think he needs to play. I think this is now ridiculous. This is damaging his confidence. And I think this is one thing with Conte that I don't like. He is stubborn. He's like all Italian managers, they're stubborn. So, look, I hope he plays, Ellie. He will play him. But I think, look, if Poch was in charge, Ellie, he'd probably be playing.
Yeah, because he likes young players. I think
Yeah.
Conte's got this thing that you got to be ready, you got to be experienced, which has done him. It's served him well in his career. You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't really play youngsters. So, why would a leopard change his spots? You know, it's served him well all through his career, through his playing career, and his managerial career, but especially his managerial career. And I just believe that he will give him his chance. He's just being a bit stubborn, like you said, digging his heels in.
I think so too, Ellie. Look, we just want a couple of questions. Everton, of course, lost last night. Yeah, I know. I'm laughing at that as well.
I've got him on my back. If you can see, look, Hoybier, if you can see that.
Carl Simpson put in here, Ellie here. Everton in the drop zone as well. My best friend, if Everton, hang on, Everton's in the drop zone as well. My best mate, if Everton and just text me saying, well, that is effing, we win that. Oh, I don't understand that. Sorry, Carl. I can't get that question. Sorry. We've got Kev Williams. What a halftime talk. That was phenomenal. Only Spurs can be like that. Two polar opposites teams in one game. Look, I didn't think they were too bad in the first half. Did you, Ellie?
No, I think we were quite good. The first 20 minutes, especially, we got the intensity up. The passing was zipping around. The movement was fantastic. Kane was finding pockets of space. So was little Brian Hill Messi, you know. And I was quite impressed with the defence as well, because Palace are a very tricky side to defend against, because they've got a lot of speedy players. So I'm glad that they held tight today, and they've been working on the training pitch about that, because they knew that Sahar and Elise were their, you know, danger players. So I'm very impressed.
I just want to get up the results from tonight, Ellie, and we'll just go through them as well while we're here. Because Brian, it's not Brian Gold, it's
David Gold.
David Gold passed away, didn't he, Ellie? I didn't know nothing about it.
86 years old, so he had a good life.
Yeah,
you know, 86. So it's a long life. So he served the club well in quite a long tenure he's had there.
Yeah, it is.
And he supported the club moving to the new stadium as well.
Yeah.
Although that did make the fans a bit angry, but they'll probably go back to the Boleyn Stadium in the end.
No, it's been built into flats like the Arsenal Stadium was, I think now. Here are the results from tonight, Ellie. Forest beat Southampton 1-0.
Well done, Forest.
Leeds 2-2 against West Ham. I say very difficult. A very difficult night, I say, for West Ham too.
Yeah.
Villa 1-0 against Wolves, and then, of course, we beat Palace 4-0. Any results there, Ellie, that sort of shocked you tonight?
No, not really, because I would think Leeds and West Ham are much of the muchness. They're about the same level as the Villa Wolves. Maybe Wolves getting a draw. That's not a shocker, but you know their results of late have not been good. Their football is really terrible, or it's absolutely stunning. Wolves, they haven't got a middle ground.
No.
They're not like us, who can play really, 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 really bad in the first half and then brilliant in the second half. They're just like bad in the whole game or really good in the whole game. You know, I saw them last season against Man United. They played them off the park at Old Trafford. They played them off the park. And then the next game, they go and lose. I just don't understand that team.
I don't get it either, Ellie. I really don't get it. Look, for me, I just want to get our next fixtures up as well, Ellie, because we can talk. I'll go through that as well. I mean, tonight, apart from Brian Hill and Harry Kane, Harry Kane's near to Jimmy Greaves' record. Do you think he might break it against Arsenal?
I think so. He's saving that hat trick to go over Jimmy Greaves' record. You imagine if he does it, that's going to be one for the record books, isn't it?
It
is. I think Harry Kane, he deserves all the plaudits, right? Because he's been a loyal player to us all throughout his career. We've put him out on loan. He's come back. We put him out on loan again. He's come back. He's come back stronger every time, right? And now the proof of the pudding is: can we win a trophy with Harry? Come on, Spurs. Let's do it for Harry.
Right, Ellie. So these are our next fixtures right up to 14th of February, Valentine's Day. Because we're home. I'll go through each fixture, Ellie, and I just want if we're going to win or lose. Tottenham against Southampton on Saturday.
We'll beat them easy.
Yeah.
wipe them off the floor.
The North London derby.
Yes, come on. I'm predicting 4-2 to Spurs. Harry Kane to score a hat-trick and Hugh Messi. Come on.
Yeah. I'm predicting a 3-1 win for us. And for Portsmouth, what's your score prediction for Portsmouth?
I think we'll win 2-0 on that one.
I'm going for a 1-0 win. Just going for a 1-0 win.
All right, still a victory.
Away to Man City, I'm going for a draw.
Well, that's normally 3-pointer for us, isn't it? But I'm going to go for a draw as well because I think Man City have got that one beast of a player called Haaland or Haaland, whatever you want to call him. I'll call him the beast. We've got to stop him, and it's going to be hard.
Big up Paul Bately. I love this man. If this is the same fellow I think it is, this man I love.
The Irish Hotspur.
Do you know what? You're a man after my own heart. Really are, Paul. And thank you for coming in. It's great to see you in the chat. And we'll get you on a debate show one week or a watch along because absolutely you're fantastic. And he puts, come on, you Spurs. Conte ball ain't so boring now. Back him. Go on, do the woo.
Woo!
There you go. Big up, Paul, and great seeing the chat. And look, if you want to, you can get your channel memberships. You can put in the super chat to me and Ellie if you want, just to help the channel grow. And also, please hit that like button. It does help with your algorithms. Ellie, away to Fulham. I'm going for a 2-0 win there.
I would go for 3-1 to us.
Yeah. Now, we're home to Man City. We're playing them quite short now because of the World Cup. Do you know what? I'm going for a 2-0 win at home for Spurs in that game.
I'm going to go for 2-1 on that one. Yeah, 2-1 to the Spurs because I think they've got a goal in them, Man City.
I tell you why I think we're going to win 2-0 because that's the day of my birthday as well. I'm 46 on that day. So we will be doing the watch along that day. I'm even, if I can get tickets, I might even go over to that.
What star sign are you? You Aquarian?
I'm Aquarius, Yeah.
Angel Aquarius.
And then we're away to Leicester then on the 11th, that famous 3-2 win last year. I'm going for the same score again, 3-2 Tottenham.
I'm going to go for a draw on that one. I'm going to say 1-1, 1-1. Yeah.
And then, Ellie, we've got the AC Milan game on the 14th of February where everyone's been romantic to one another. Us Spurs fans will be watching the mighty Spurs away in Italy. I'm going for a 1-1 draw away in Milan.
I'm going for spaghetti bolognese.
Oh Lord! If I knew what that was in school words, Ellie, I would agree with you.
Or a carbonara. No, Milan's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a 0-0.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a 0-0. I just got because the Italians are fantastic at defending. They're not going to give anything away.
So, Ellie, look, we're coming to the end of this short post-match show. We will be back tomorrow at 4 with Newsbeat. Me and Ellie and Philip Brady will be back tomorrow in Newsbeat at 4 with the transfer show. And we will be doing the transfer show during the transfer window 3 times a week. And then we are going to cover the whole deadline day from 12 o'clock right to the close. And we're going to do it, me and Ellie, then Philip and Ellie, and then me and Philip, and Mia will come on. We're going to take a break halfway through, but we all will be together for the last 2 hours of the show. But we are doing it the whole day that day, covering everything. Ellie as well. We're going to do a transfer window for the Women's League as well, aren't we? As well, covering that. And so, Ellie, when are you back with the ladies show? Because that's coming back now, up and running again. We've got a new. It's going to be new now, isn't it? We've changed it around. We've got new thumbnails. We're going to do a player ratings, and Ellie's been working very hard in the background with myself and Mia and Philip as well, trying to put this new show together to make it even better, because it deserves to be better. Ellie, tell everyone about the women's show, what you and Mia are going to be getting up to.
What I want to do is do the player profiles, because a lot of people tune into the ladies' show. They don't know the players, all right? Some do, like we've got David Clark and we've got, what's his name? Carl Simpson, and we've got other people that join the chat, like Marlon. He knows a lot about the women's game as well. So what we want to do is give you an insight into all the Spurs players, give you their background and what their lives were like before they even became footballers, and do a proper player profile. And then we want to do like a proper football show as well, not just on Spurs ladies, because Spurs ladies are our passion, but we've got other teams that we can follow as well, you know. And also the WSL, they've got the cup competitions going on at the moment, and they've got the Champions League, which we haven't touched on at the moment. We've been concentrating on following the Spurs ladies, which they've had a winter break just recently. So I'll be back next Tuesday with Mia, back with a vengeance, back with a bang. No Pierre-Emile Højbjerg songs, but I'm going to be singing Ash Neville, because I absolutely adore Ash Neville. She's a model professional. She's a Spurs captain as well. And we've just signed a really, really good player called Bethany England from Chelsea. So we're going to go from strength to strength, because we lost our new signing from Brighton early doors against Man City, our new striker, Ellie Brazil, my namesake. Ellie Brazil, what can you ask for? You know, that name, I would have chosen that name when I was playing, you know.
And Ellie, there, we've got the next 4 fixtures, as you can see, on the 5th, on my birthday again, we're playing Chelsea. And so we might do a double header that day of Tottenham women against the Chelsea ladies side, and then we'll do the Man City Spurs. Ellie, do you want to talk through the games there? We've got 14th, we've got Villa. You're away to Villa, aren't you?
Yeah, so against Villa, it's going to be a tough game, because they've got some really good players, especially Lehman. She's the star player in terms, she's like the Jack Grealish of the women. You know, and they do follow her because she's a very attractive lady as well. So she gets that following, plus she gets the football followers that love her for her football. All right. And then you've got the Leicester game. That's going to be a hard game as well, because even though they're bottom, they're fighting for their life. So, you know, in normal terms, you know, when the teams are on the bottom, you mustn't underestimate them, you know, because they've got a chance of beating us as well, but we've got to be on our guard.
Oh Lord!
And then we played Chelsea in the Barclays WSL, but we've also got them in the Cup quarter final. It's like the League Cup. It's like the League Cup rather than the FA Cup. So we've got to play well. And I wanted them to play that at White Hart Lane, but they've put date to be advised, so they might be rethinking it.
No, they're not. They're actually playing it at Brisbane Round. I did a little bit.
Yeah, they said that, but then they've put TBD. So maybe they're rethinking it. I hope so. To play
they can't play it at White Hart Lane that day, because we're at home to Man City that day.
Yeah, but maybe that's why they put TBD, because they're going to change the date.
Okay, and then
I'm hoping because to play Chelsea is an honour anyway, because they're right at the top of the league. You know, and they've been trendsetters for the last couple of seasons. They won the league last year as well. So, you know, come on, Spurs, let them play at White Hart Lane. Just change the date. And then we've got the Man United game, which I'm going to as well. I've got my ticket, and I'm taking 6 family members with me for that day, because they've made me Spurs ambassador for her game too as well. Yeah, you know, I'm going to be in with hopefully with the legends. Hopefully there'll be some legends at that game. Normally Gary Mabbott comes, and sometimes Mickey Hazard, and sometimes even Ozzy Ardini.
You'll be getting some. Yeah, you might get some interviews then, Ellie. You might get some interviews.
I will try.
Then, Ellie, also we're going to cover the Women's World Cup as well. But look, tonight let's send off how we started, Ellie. Let's go and have some eagle pie. Great result tonight. I'm over the moon for Sonny, over the moon for Gil Messi. Look, Ellie, any parting words to these Spurs fans tonight? who are happy.
Yeah.
What parting wisdom can you give them tonight?
I'm going to say something really funny. So we've clipped the Eagles' wings, stopped them from flying and battered them 4-0 tonight. And then now our cockerel's going to peck that gun, peck it. And let's beat Arsenal. Let's show them who's boss of North London.
Yeah.
And we'll keep them pecking at the gigantic lead they've put over us. But we've clawed 2 points back today, which is a good thing. And 3 more, that would be perfect.
Yeah. Big off Woolmore, cheers all. Unexpected today, something of a relief. It is. Well, listen, Ellie, thank you so much for opening the show tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. We do apologise again for the technical issues we had during the watch along. They have now been resolved. And from further on, there'll be no more technical issues. Look, we're back tomorrow at 4. Then we're on tomorrow at 8:30 with the debate show. What we're looking for in the transfer window, which players I want, Ellie wants, Philip wants, Mia wants. We're going to talk a bit about the Palace game, get Mia and Philip's views on it. We'll probably also go over the press conference from Conte as well after the game. But any breaking news from the transfer window, and if it comes on, we'll be straight on. But Ellie, thank you so much for joining us. People in the chat, thank you so much. Carl Simpson, Arteta has just called Vieira and said that is not what I told you to do.
And also, I'd like to say to Elias, Jessica Nash, she's a fantastic player as well. Yeah, I agree.
Well, listen, thank you all for watching. But look, Ellie, we're gonna do one thing before we end off. It's your favourite man. If you see this man, we'd love to get him on the channel because I think his reaction to you was brilliant.
I have to find him.
Yeah, here's Ellie.
I've seen him a few times as well, Dermot.
Yeah. Here's Ellie in full voice with loving her holy beer.
I made sure that they knew that I was a Pierre-Emile Højbjerg fan in there.
Didn't know. But listen, thanks all for watching tonight. We're back tomorrow at 4. Hang on, we just got a comment coming in. It's Carl Simpson. Oh, it's Dave from the stadium getting heckled with Højbjerg by Ellie.
You know what? When Jack and Dave come over for the West Ham game, last game they came West Ham game. Jack Kanicki shouted Højbjerg right in my ear, nearly busted my. I'm sure I'm deaf because of that.
Right, I'm off for some eagle pie. Ellie's off for some eagle pie as well. Thank you all for watching. Tottenham are back. 4-0 winners tonight. The top 4's back on. Spurs to go marching on. And do you know what? Forget the rubbish. Forget all the shite that's been banding around. Let's just back Conte and the boys. Because if we do that, we're on our way to glory. Come on, you Spurs. And in Conte, I trust.
Conte.